All right, we got to deal with it. And y'all know I'm the perfect person to deal with this. This is a mockery. It's a mockery because June 19th, 1865, they took the least informed of your people and put them up before the world as the standard for you. And the whole story about Galveston, Texas takes a context that disrespects your real history, and I'm going to give you a history lesson to prove it. Many of you have seen this man. His name is Moses Dixon. And I talked about him because I'm currently doing a documentary called The Indigenous Insurrection, the Black Rebellion. Well, 8 years before Juneteenth, this man right here can tell you what was going on in Galveston, Texas. And it had nothing to do with people who didn't know they were not enslaved. Watch what I'm about to teach you, and then you will know you need to stop disrespecting yourself by being ignorant of your own history and following the mob. This is a direct quote from 1901 in an article called An Underground Railroad Story in the Denver Post, where he was interviewed, Moses Dixon. And this is what he said. Strange as it may seem, he told the Denver Post reporter, some of our most generous supporters were slave owners. They did not approve of the system, but they had inherited slaves and treated them so well, they had no desire to run away. They had nothing to fear from the railroad. One of these men, he said, was General Cassius Clay of Kentucky, who gave him $1,000 for the Underground Railroad. What does that name sound familiar to you? Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali, Kentucky? Contributions also came from England. How were black people who were supposed to be under the most treacherous conditions communicating to England and getting resources from England in the 1850s? From people who knew that the Knights and worked with them. When the Civil War broke out, there was a shipload of arms and ammunition in Mobile Harbor and another one in Galveston Harbor, sent to us by Englishmen. So they were getting arms, but for what? I'm about to show you. This is 8 years before Juneteenth. So they started the organization, and 10 years in, this is what they were doing. These 12 men, the Order of 12, which was the organization, had grown to a network of resistance that included 42,000 men across every southern state except Texas and Mississippi, according to Dixon. These armed men met secretly at night and drilled for the uprising. Plans were complete for a rising. Dixon told the Denver Post reporter, a concentration of the forces was ordered at Atlanta, Georgia. We expected to have nearly 200,000 men. To do what? When we reached Atlanta, in July 1857, the men were ready to march. Dixon's orders to them were to spare women and children, parole non-combatants, treat prisoners well, and capture all ammunition. March, fight, and conquer, or leave their bodies on the battlefield. So an organization, upwards of 50,000 black men, who secretly communicated all across the country, and wait till I tell you how they communicated, rallied up 200,000 men to take Atlanta because Atlanta was the key to the Civil War, to overthrow the United States government. And they brought their arms, the munitions, the guns, through Galveston, Texas. How come you can't learn that in elementary, middle, high school, or college? I have told you repeatedly, your real history is illegal. And the fact that today, 40 plus million people will be celebrating the dumbest sugar honey iced tea that you could ever celebrate shows where you are. And I have been teaching this information for years. And now you know why they will never bring me on The Breakfast Club or any other platform that your local black leader goes on to, because they're all gatekeepers. Now let's let him tell us how they were communicating. The Order of Knights of Tabor was founded in the city of Galena, Illinois, 1855 AD, and known by the name of the Order of 12. The names of the organizers were A.H. Richardson, William P. Emery, James T. Smith, J.G. Johnson, R.H. Kane, and Moses Dixon. During the years of 1856, 57, 58, 59, the order was established in many of the southern states and known by various names, yet the signs and passwords were the same. Many of the old members now living who have passed through years of suffering and trials will remember the words of comfort and advice we receive in our temples or lodges. In the darkest hours, just before the breaking out of the Civil War, our links were fixed at all the new centers, so that in a few hours, in every hamlet and in every city, every town, city, and plantation, the members of the order kept the people posted on that which interested us most. How was it that the colored people all through the southern states knew every movement at the north? The old members of the order can tell you of a system of telegraphing unknown to Professor Morse by which we reach every man, woman, and prepare them for the coming events. You talking about Morse code? Black people had their own secret telegraph system throughout the country and were communicating. And yes, these were initiated Masons, not the Prince Halls of the day, the sellout and the gatekeeper boule people. This Masonry, I can't even tell you where it came from in this video. We got to get to the next thing. So here you have it in a news article from the time, just to show you and to give the proof that these numbers are not inflated. Colored Knights of Labor and the membership had a membership of 50,000. A Chicago dispatch of the 12th state that a convention which has been holding secret sessions at Central Hall with an attendance of 15,000 delegates has brought to light the fact that there is a secret colored organization in this country with a membership of over 50,000. Source for the article right here. All right. Here's an article of a restaurant that Dixon owned, and you can see here, he says here as he's advertising, give me a call. What do you think they were calling on? They had their own telegraph system and communication system. Here is Moses Dixon as consul in Seychelles, which is an island off the coast of East Africa. Black people were internationally connected, bringing in arms to fight against the oppression, to overthrow a corrupt government. Meanwhile, you're celebrating a handful of our folk who were outside of that communication, and it's made a national holiday. The group with the least intelligence, least access to resources is put up as freedom. Juneteenth is mockery.